look at exercise number 3, question number A. So we have basically we have 5 schemas from the student registration databases. So the first question consists of identify the course ID for the courses registered by the student with the ID 5678. So again, we will create a rough column which consists of attributes, entities, operators, and we do have something called as a condition. So when we want to solve the first question, it says identify the course ID. So we'll highlight all the course ID we have in these relation schemas. We have course ID here, we have a course ID here, we have a course ID here. Again, identify the course ID for the courses registered by the student with the ID 5678. So we have a student ID here. But if you look at the question, the relation schema, you do not find a student entity. But you do have something similar, which is called as a learner. So you know that it's a learner ID it is referring to. So we'll highlight all the learner IDs. Okay. So now again, we will look at the question, identify the course ID. So we know our attributes are course ID for the course registered by the student with the ID. This is a condition. So condition here is learner ID should be equal to 5678. Which operator we have to look at, select and restrict. But if we can see here, if we want to select a best entity among them, which one we should refer to? We should refer to the one which consists of all the attributes which we are looking at. Okay, so which one it is? We are looking at the course ID and the learner ID, which is a register here. We will not look at learner and courses. Those are also correct, but we always have to select one entity if it is consist of all the attributes the query or question have asked you for. So how we can write it? So you can write it something similar to this. First selection, which is a projection, then the restriction of the learner ID, which is equal to 5678, and then a name of the entity, which is a register. Okay. So this will be our answer for part A. Now let's look at the part B. Okay, so now let's look at a part B. So in part B, we have a question which says display the titles of the course. So what is the title of the course? You can see it's called as a course title. Do we have any course title in other entities? We do not have. Display the titles of course registered by any student named Jane Doe. It's a name of the student, so we can say it's a full name. Let's see if we have any other attributes have a name. We do not have. During the spring 2015 and a 15 session. So it's about the semester. We can see here it says as a session here. It is also a session here. Okay. We do not have session repeating in other entities. So now you can see here there is a condition in between Jane and Doe, which means two conditions are here. Student name Jane Doe and the session should be a spring 2015. So there is a condition between these two as well. Okay. So now let's look at the question again. Display the title of the course. So which attribute should we refer to? We should refer to a course entity. So let's write here first course title, which is using a selection, and the course title is from the entity called as a course. Now again look at the question registered by any student named Jane Doe. The full name is only given in the learner. So we will select a learner entity. So attribute is full name, but it is a condition because we have a value here, Jane Doe. So we have restrict here. The first condition, we have two conditions here. The first condition here is full name should be equal to Jane Doe. During the Spring 2015 session, so sessions should be from the register. Why? Because if you look at the primary keys and the foreign keys, we can easily link or associate all these three entities together. The learner ID, course ID, which is from the register. So the entity here will be learner and register. Now how we can connect the three entities together, I will teach you in a while. So let me write the second condition here. Second condition here is a session which is equal to Spring 2015. Now let's write all of the queries together. So first one is display the title of the course, which is course title. Registered by any student named Jane Doe, which is a restrict. And there is a condition between both of them. The condition here doesn't say is and or, but we are using and because we have to make sure this specific name is in Spring 2015. So whenever if we are using or, which means one condition will be true. So when we are saying and, which means we want to make sure the name should be Jane Doe and the Spring 2015 should be there. Both conditions should be true, so we are using here and operator. So I will write here set operator we are using is and. It will be also subscript. And session should be equal to Spring 2015. Now we have to mention which entity we have to write it first. We will look at the three of them. So now in order to join three together, we have to think about which entity will come first, which will come second, and which one will come third. You always have to look at the foreign keys and the primary keys. So in case if you are selecting the first learner, can we link to course? Which is not possible because we do not have any foreign key here. Can we link the learner with the register? Yes, it's possible because it has a foreign key. So now if we are, this is the first join we have. Now we have to think about how we can connect the third one. So we will look at the second one. Is it possible the register can be connected to the course? Again, we will look at the primary key and foreign keys. The learner have learner ID as a learner have primary key as a learner ID, register have it as a foreign key. Now from register to the course ID here is a primary key and the foreign key, which is in the course, it is a primary key, which means we can easily connect course with the register. So now our first entity here will be a learner. We will again use asterisk for that. Learner dot the primary key, which is learner ID, equal to register. Learner ID is a foreign key there, and then we will need to have a writer register here. This is our first join. Okay, first join between two entities. Now we have to connect the third one. So what I have done, I have combined these two together. Okay, or you can add the parenthesis here in case if you want to. Now again, if you are adding the parenthesis, you have to make sure you're adding a second join. So after the parenthesis, you have to add asterisk again, the register, again we'll use a register here, What is a foreign key here? It is a course ID equal to the third entity. We already have connected the learner, we already have connected the register. Now we'll connect a third entity here, which is a course. What is a primary key here? Course ID. And the third entity. Close the parenthesis here. So it will be 1 and 2. So this will be your answer for part 2B. Part 3, exercise 3B.